Spoilers. Fucking spoilers here. Fire the fucking writer! Get the fuck out of here. Sorry, nah. Sling! See again, the Elder Gods! Ah! Wait, where the... Bleh. Mortal Kombat Annihilation is the better movie. Hello everybody, Spinning a Monkey here with a surprise video, I guess. I really feel like I had to make a video about the Mortal Kombat 2 movie. Now, before I start talking about this, I do want to clarify, I'm a massive Mortal Kombat fan. I have been for, well, as long as I can remember, and I even have Mortal Kombat 3, so I am proper a fan of this game, this genre, this whole IP. But I really wasn't a big fan of the second movie. In fact, I really would even say I almost hated it at a point. Maybe hate is a strong word. It has some good moments. It has some good fight scenes. However, as a fan of this, franchise, and as someone who is really excited for this movie and who has been watching a lot of other YouTubers talk about it, where you have people who are saying it's awesome, you have people who are saying it's complete shit, you have even the director calling out other people saying, I don't know why we let fans review these type of movies. Well, I'm a fan and I wanted to talk about it. And I actually wrote down some points here. I'll actually put them up just so you kind of have an idea. But my main problem with this movie is for real the inconsistencies, the writing, and just how they approached this story. If you can put your brain off, I bet you can have some fun. But again, as someone who's a fan of these games, I really disliked it. Now, first off, I want to say the first Mortal Kombat movie back in 2021, I personally didn't like that one either very much. I thought it was quite boring. I really didn't understand that there was no tournament. But, I still think I preferred it over this one, if I'm honest, which is really crazy. Probably not after rewatching it, but I'm gonna share just all my points I have with this movie, and if someone is watching this video, and there is something that is completely wrong with what I'm saying, feel free to correct me. But there are just these things that I had to bring up because they just fucking pissed me off, but they just ruined the movie for me, and I don't see a lot of people talk about this. Something that I want to start with is this point here. There's a point that a lot of people have been pointing out that I saw in the YouTube videos at least, is why did they make Katana the main character? I think if you have to pick a main character from Mortal Kombat, Katana is actually a really good POV to have. She can show you what happens if you lose a Mortal Kombat, as they did in this movie, even though I think they should have showed Edenia more, like how fucked up it was after Shao Kahn, but fine. So to have Katana as a main character, I really don't mind, okay? This for me was not a problem. I think the actors did good, and again, a lot of the costumes and sets were really good. I don't want to take away from the team. But for me, the main problem with this movie all has to do with the writing around it, okay? And I know the writing in general was not good in this movie, but there are just so many things here that to me make this movie worse than it is, and they could have easily fixed this. I'm not just going to bitch here about these points. I am going to try to also give a counterpoint as to how I at least would have fixed this. I'm not a writer, I'm not a director, and maybe I give an opinion here that you're like, that's stupid, but fuck you, that's my opinion. So here we go. Now, for me, the main part of this movie, and why it's not good, comes with Shao Kahn and the fucking amulet. The amulet of Shinnok. Why did they do this? Okay. Now, Shao Kahn itself, the actor was awesome, the design was awesome, but to me, Shao Kahn would never cheat. Shao Kahn's an asshole. He will do sneaky maneuvers, but never would I see Shao Kahn make himself immortal. That is not how I personally ever saw Shao Kahn, and maybe I'm missing some crazy Mortal Kombat lore that I've missed from other games, but never in my mind did he actually proper cheat, or at least just make himself immortal. Shao Kahn itself is a cruel, sadistic person, but he has an ego that's fucking crazy. He taunts you throughout all the games.
Worthless and weak.
And to then make himself immortal seems like such a pussy move for this character to do.
You suck.
Not only that, in the fucking movie at the start, they established that Outworld and Shao Kahn have won 10 Mortal Kombats against Edenia. They have established that Shao Kahn and Outworld have won 9 tournaments against Earthrealm and they're at the 10th. So why are you diminishing his power, his presence, by making him mortal? Clearly, he is a foe to be feared if he is that strong, if Outworld is that strong. So why are you removing his presence by making him immortal? You remove the stakes in every fight that he's in too. I get Shao Kahn's gonna win, but we're not watching a fight. We're just waiting for Shao Kahn to murder the other people because he can't fucking die.
Don't make me laugh.
Shao Kahn was just a fucking pussy in this movie. He, in the first fight with Jared, to me is fine. You don't need to have Shao Kahn be OP. But after that, he gets his ass kicked by everyone. Shao Kahn, the big bad in Mortal Kombat, first gets destroyed by Cole Young. Cole Young would have won that fight if it wasn't for the amulet. Then Liu Kang fights him, and Liu Kang is just beating the shit out of him. It's just the truth. Liu Kang is just destroying him. And then the rest come. Kitana was apparently stronger than Shao Kahn. This is not how I envision Shao Kahn. And okay, maybe this is wrong on me that I envision him. But you can still change the character a bit without like ruining what made Shao Kahn great. And as I said, they clearly established that he's a powerhouse. They established that in the very first fight against King Jared, with him just, you know, having his hand stabbed, that he is a fucking menace, and that he can take damage. So why again remove his power, his presence, by making him immortal with the amulet? It's ridiculous. This amulet, for me, ruins everything with the movie, from Shao Kahn to how they just forget again the Mortal Kombat tournament, which I don't understand why they introduced this. I'm guessing it's because they wanted more plot. But I do not understand why you are having literally a perfect movie right there. You've got Johnny Cage to start with. You have the tournament start, and you even start with Adenya and stuff. Why don't you just use the tournament to show what can happen if you lose the tournament, and just build it on that and make a good fucking Mortal Kombat tournament movie? Are they so afraid of this tournament? The tournament is what's the exciting part. I mean, okay, everyone has a different opinion on it, I guess. You know, I love everything about the Mortal Kombat lore, but I'm there to see the movie. I watched a 2021 Mortal Kombat movie to see the tournament. And here we do see the tournament, but the tournament, in my opinion, really doesn't matter. So, my coherent rambling will make maybe a bit more sense when I get to other parts, because I just, you know, wrote a lot of shit down. Then, again, this is something that I have not heard anyone talk about. In this Mortal Kombat movie, you only have 5 fighters, okay? 5. You want to do that? I am completely fine with that. I can live behind that. But you're telling me the strongest fighters of Outworld are Shao Kahn, makes sense. Kitana, I can get behind. But Jade? Fucking Sindel? And Revenant Kung Lao? Kung Lao is very strong, but you're telling me you didn't have a backup? Bro, later in the movie, they revived Bihan. Why didn't you remove him earlier? Revive him earlier and use him in the tournament. He's clearly a foe that you would want to use in the tournament, and you clearly have the powers, and apparently these fucking Elder Gods will allow this too. So why wouldn't you just resurrect stronger fighters? I don't get this. Okay, Sindel was already a Revenant, true, but fucking Sindel? Bro, let me real quick. I need to put up the MK roster here. Ermac, Reptile, Melina, Cyrag, Noob Saiba, Sector. Okay, Kano isn't a good guy here. But Shang Tsung, a previous Mortal Kombat champion, is not in your strongest team? Okay, maybe this Shang Tsung is weak as fuck. We've barely seen him done something. But I still think Shang Tsung would have been more of a challenge than fucking Jade with her staff than a dude who can suck your soul out. Whatever, not only going of that, but Shang Tsung, Baraka, and then Shiva and Quan Chi could have fought in the tournament too. They didn't want to have Quan Chi there fight, and this is MK9. You know, you could still go to MKX and fucking, for example, have Aaron Black. You could have really done some interesting characters for the setup, you know, it's for the fans. But as a fan, I definitely would have preferred other characters. The logic that, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me, especially when you have such an array of characters. And then you're telling me that the best fighters of Outworld are those 5? It's maybe a nitpick, but I just think, again, if you do it for the fans, you could have just thrown some better characters in there. Let's say the Lin Kuei is even in Earthrealm, so it would have been nice to even see that Earthrealm is also sometimes fighting for Outworld. As again, this happens at the end of the movie too, so it would have... whatever. I think the characters were a bit. I guess Jade in this universe is among the top fighters of Outworld. That's it. No fucking Kintaro. There's no other Shokan. Goro's dead. All the Shokans are gone now. Jade is stronger than every single Shokan that is out there. You know? Then, Elder Gods make no sense. This to me is, again, I don't hear anyone talking about this, and there's probably people talking about it, but I've watched quite a few videos already on this movie before I actually got to enjoy it myself, because I was just so excited to see what people thought of it too, and I was hearing so many good things. But yeah, the Elder Gods make no sense. The Elder Gods barely do shit in the Mortal Kombat universe. Shao Kahn's always laughing at them. In this universe, the Elder Gods clearly care. Or they have this automatic system in place that apparently teleports people at exactly the right time. Apparently they care enough that they put the 5 lives, of the 5 fighters, but they don't give a fuck that Shao Kahn is cheating. Alright. Makes no sense to me. So you want to do this tournament where you as well are picking the fighters. So the Elder Gods are clearly invested in this. But I guess the Elder Gods clearly don't care if they win or lose. Be gone, or be fucking referees for the tourney, as you're clearly doing, because you're setting up matches, you're just teleporting random people, and you're clearly keeping the score up there. Or is this all automated? You guys are fucking using AI up there in fucking Elder God land. Who wrote this? Okay, it's like, to me, it's not an issue because the Elder Gods never gave a fuck in the other games. But then here, they're clearly making it look like the Elder Gods care because they set up the Mortal Kombat tournament. You as well, as a human, have no choice. If the Elder Gods pick you, you're gonna fucking fight. And you have no choice in this. Which is exactly also baffling when it happens to Johnny Cage later on. He's just having a fucking drink. He gets teleported. There you go. Boom. Yeah, the Elder Gods have chosen me. Fuck you. You have no choice. I hope you die. It baffles my brain. Do they care? Do they not care? The fuck is with Jade, okay? Either I missed something while I was watching this, but I do not understand her arc. Okay, if anyone in the comments understands her arc, please let me know, because I completely missed this shit, okay? This girl goes from, thank you, Katana, you've treated me like a family and sister. I have no problem with that she feels like that, and that she would still betray her in the end, okay? Then Jade betrays her, but then they take Katana away, to hang her, put her on the poles, whatever, and this changes her mind? I'm trying to think, like, if I missed something. Well, I cannot think of it. She literally is like, oh shit, they're taking Katana somewhere. And then next thing I know, she's talking with Shang Tsung, talking about how she'll help the amulet. Then she comes into the Netherrealm, and then she goes and helps the other guys to destroy the amulet. Wait, where did... Like, her friend could have literally been murdered there. Again, Shao Kahn, in my opinion, would have just murdered her, I think, at that point, after conspiring for years, like, she's been conspiring for years against him. But okay, I get he wants to make an example of her, but that is what triggers Jade then to change? Either I missed the scene, or I just have no idea why her change came, and it's all why Katana is so forgiving. I don't think we ever saw her say sorry, too. I don't think we ever say sorry to Katana for betraying her. Again, if someone in the comments, if I missed something, please let me know. But her character arc to me made no sense. It made no sense. Like, oh shit, I betrayed my friend and now she's being punished? How dare I? But whatever. Johnny Cage was played well, but what was the point? It's just personally because I'm a bit of a Johnny Cage fan, and I do think Carl Urban actually did a fantastic job with the character. He really was a good older Johnny Cage, a more veteran style Johnny Cage, but to make him lose in the first match, I thought was very lame. But for me, how they should have done it, you could have made him lose, but again, his part in the tournament was just, as he said, to be a substitute, to basically lose. That was his point for the tournament. And then later on, the help with Baraka, I guess, that's his main feat, and with the amulet later on. But I think how they could have fixed that, because it's literally, they teleport him, They showed him fighting, training with the powers, and he's like, hell no, poop, and he leaves, and then he's just chosen to fight. With the fact, in my opinion, if they didn't have the Elder Gods teleport them, I think they should have opened the tournament fight with Cole Young versus Shao Kahn. And what they should have done is, yes, you can keep it in the cool pit stage. It was awesome with the pit stage, the acid level, not the pit. That was for Sindel and Sonya. If they just did the fight, you teleport them all there, and then Johnny Cage and the rest can witness this first fight. See your teammates fight too, which I think would have added a bit more emotional. But then when you have Cole die, Johnny Cage would be like, oh shit. And I think that would have been a bit better than how they rushed it. Again, maybe this is a bit of a preference, but for me, general, it should have been done like that. I think having the characters actually see the fights would have been nicer than just constantly teleporting them up to another place for a fight. I'm probably in the minority with that, but I really think that would have helped that flow of that whole scene and to move in. It would have helped the flow of the movie more. And I think as well, they really rushed because they really wanted to get to the tournament, which I get. But I think they could have let it breathe, because I think the opening is quite good with the fight of Shao Kahn and King Jared. And I think they could have had a little bit breathe, have Johnny Cage introduced to the characters for the people who haven't seen the other movie, and just have it breathe a bit, and then have him be like, okay, I can do this, have him be the fighter because he's like in a tournament. That's the whole reason he comes to, because as he says it, he thinks of a referee and stuff. And then have that shock too of like, oh, fuck. And for people who didn't watch the first movie, that would have just worked better, This is very nitpicky. I'm not ranting too much about that. Then Raiden sucks. Yeah, I don't know. Does anyone like Raiden in these movies? Let me know. I don't. I think Raiden has no personality. I am really sorry to the actor, but I don't think he's bringing anything to the role. There is no charisma. He seems emotionless. This movie makes me feel like they want me to care about Raiden, and I just really do not care about Raiden. He doesn't seem very strong. He doesn't seem like he does much. The only thing we know is they took care of Kung Lao when growing up. He has no point to the story beside, again, the stupid fucking amulet, which... Why did you have to do that too? Fucking have Raiden's throat slit by a Kung Lao thing and then Shang Tsung. And I don't mind that. You can weaken Raiden, but just give him a bit more personality. I didn't give a shit about Raiden at all. I didn't care about him in the first movie, and I didn't care at all about him in the second movie. Done and done. I think the actor can probably pull it off, but so far, I'm not getting anything from him, or at least the performance or the writing. Bleh. I'm just talking inconsistent writing, because there is some inconsistent writing as already with the amulet, with the fact that the Elder Gods are allowing cheating with the tournament. There's a lot of bad writing in here. But an example, because it's still super fresh in my mind, is at the start, literally at the start, when they get Johnny Cage, for example. He's like, oh shit, they have all these powers. And then Sonya's like, you need months to train to unlock your powers. And then he's like, well, whose fault is that I didn't have the time? And she's like, well, we just lost a warrior, Shang Tsung murdered him. Hold up. Sonya and Jax and Cole, in the previous movie, literally found Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Kano, and then they trained with them. Are you telling me that in that movie, those scenes took place over months? Because Kung Lao dies in that movie, and clearly it just happened because they got Johnny Cage and there was no time. So you're telling me that was all those months? I call shenanigans and I call bullshit again. It's just a rewrite, I guess, to make it fit and to not mention the Arcana. But again, I get it. I get they're trying to course correct, but at this point, it's just own it. You can write the Arcana better at least. Just write it better than... I don't know, to me, that's just very inconsistent writing. I never once got from the other movie that this training took place over months and months and months. Okay, that's just me, but this one really stuck in my head because it's like, wait, you guys literally just got your powers in this short span of time. All Kano had to do was be racist in the other movie, and that's how he unlocked his eye. So get the fuck out of here that it takes months of training, What is the point of the fucking tournament? Now, I know people are maybe gonna say, oh, in the game, sometimes, but at least from my remember, in the actual tournament during the games, they're not constantly murdering each other. You know, and this is again where I'm coming with these Elder Gods seem very more interested in this tournament, but clearly don't give a fuck. Because apparently during the Mortal Kombat tournament, you can enter into the other world, enter into the throne room, start fucking beating the shit out of them, and if they die, well, too bad. That's a tournament. Oh yeah, you got 5 fighters? If one of them accidentally has a heart attack, no, fuck you, you lost a fighter. This is ridiculous. If you know you're gonna do the Mortal Kombat tournament and all this shit is allowed, just take your fucking group of fighters and go assassinate all of them one by one. This is the stupidest tournament I've ever had to deal with. And again, this is because they want to ride it 5v5. And that is fine, but then you're breaking again. They try to write stuff to make it maybe a bit more casual, you know, like with 5v5, so it's clearer for people that you're gonna have 5 fighters in each side. But then they break it because clearly the tournament doesn't matter. Clearly you can just kill people during the tournament too, because that's exactly what happens to Jax. It's stupid. Why, if you're allowed to do this, would you not fucking go and just murder them all? You've got Raiden, the fucking electricity god, Liu Kang shooting fire from his hands. It breaks my brain how this is like, how this passed through the writing room. I get that maybe you can say, oh, well, during the Mortal Kombat tournament that you can kill, but then again, I'm going, what's the point of the tournament if you're only having 5v5 fights? Because again, as it's clearly established in this universe, the Elder Gods choose you to fight. So the Elder Gods clearly put an establishing rule of a 5v5, because if they wanted Johnny Cage, they would have had him when Kung Lao was there. Okay, so they've already written them wrong again. Not only that, then they're all fighting in the fucking throne room, and then literally at the moment that Jax gets killed, they get teleported for the final fight. Ah, boom! Good timing. Get the fuck out of here, okay? This tournament doesn't make it. It's like, again, they were just ashamed of the tournaments. They're like, oh fuck, people want the tournament, we'll just have some fights. But that's the thing, you could have just removed the tournament at this point. Either make it about the fucking tournament or remove the fucking tournament. It didn't make any sense to me how this is allowed. And again, how this is allowed. This is what I mean. If you didn't have this stupid Elder Gods teleporting people and clearly showing an interest in the story, this wouldn't be a problem. Because who cares? As the Elder Gods don't give a shit. And clearly you can do this. In this case, I hate it in the previous movie. Well, I didn't hate, but I was like, well, it's a bit of a stupid way that Shang Tsung is just assassinating people for the tournament. But that makes more sense to me. That is more fair and more logical than what is happening in this movie. So, yeah, you could have easily had it that there was no tournament, have Shao Kahn invade Earthrealm with the amulet, which I could maybe get behind because it's more of an invasion. I wouldn't like it, but it would be more of a, I don't know, it just is weird to me to have that tournament in there. When you think about it, like I say, the final fight is already decided. They just put Katana somewhere else, but you got Shao Kahn, Liu Kang, and Sonya all already there as well, and then they just teleported for the final fight. So that final fight of the tournament could have been removed, and then you have the other fights, but that's just to kill the characters off and to show that Shao Kahn has his amulet. This whole movie revolves around the fucking amulet of Shinnok, and it should never have been introduced in this movie. I can see Shao Kahn using the amulet to get stronger, but I could just not imagine him using that for immortality in a Mortal Kombat fight. He's always just been more menacing. He doesn't seem like the type that would, you know, need the amulet. Yeah, again, what is the point of the tournament? I really don't understand. Halfway through, it just becomes the amulet fucking movie, and I was just, I didn't like it. Then, being dicks to Johnny Cage, even though he's completely right. So yeah, this is what I talked about before. As I said, Johnny Cage is out there, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, just let him go, we don't need him, is what Cole says, funnily enough. Bro, like, no shit. okay, if you just say to a random guy, hey, what's up, mate? You want to come with us? This and that. I can show you, we have this tournament we want to fight in. They then convince him to go, and you see people shooting actual fire from their hands. You see someone actually shooting lightning from their hands. You see a dude with full body armor who can absorb punches, and you're fucking there with nothing? Yes, I am with Johnny Cage. Not a single sane person in the fucking world is going to accept that. And again, to me, it would have maybe made the stakes more is have Cole fight first, then the rest can witness this fight, and then Johnny Cage would be like, holy shit, I'm not fighting. And then as he's going back to Earth, you can already see the effects, because again, during the movie, Kano mentions this. I have interest that you guys win this tournament. And he says, have you looked at Adenia? Have you looked at Earth? Or maybe he said, I don't want Earth to be just full of sand and shit. But clearly he saw Adenia, and clearly it was a fucking shithole. So why didn't you just make it that as maybe the tournament is going on, and you can have Cole lose that first fight, and because there is more chance of Outworld winning, you can slowly start to see some changes within Earthrealm, and then have Johnny Cage realize, fuck, I might not have powers, but if I'm not gonna fight, no one else is gonna fight, and at least give him a bit more motivation than just teleporting him and making him lose. Okay? I never thought I would say this. I think in the community, everyone was cheering. It was a meme, Everyone wanted Cole Young to die. I didn't care for Cole Young. I didn't understand Cole Young in the first movie. I don't get why he was there, why he was written in. I mean, we understand they wanted a POV, but again, just think Johnny Cage. But whatever. But then I just think in his movie, they just do him dirty. Oh, Cole's not back. Oh. Even the characters didn't give a shit about Cole dying. I get that they want to give him a good goodbye, I guess, or make him have his moment. But again, by making Cole technically defeat Shao Kahn, you're making Shao Kahn look like a little bitch. You're taking away victory from Cole, which, okay, it's a point more comedy die, but still, I don't know. It's not like I don't think Cole fucking deserved to actually beat the dude and then lose. And this is again where I come with, imagine if they had that first fight. You teleport everyone, and instead of Shao Kahn being immortal, Cole just doesn't stand a single fucking chance. Basically, Shao Kahn is just boom. He's a fucking big dude. Cole takes some hits, and then he hits him with like a fully charged punch, and then Shao Kahn just like laughs, taunts him like he does in the games, just taunts him far, and then Cole does one of his fucking blasts, and then Shao Kahn just laughs at him, fucking takes him down, crushes his head, and you as a viewer will be like, holy shit, Shao Kahn is strong. How are they gonna defeat this dude? But no, Shao Kahn's immortal, and I guess Cole Young is stronger than him. Because if this dude did not have this amulet, Cole Young would have been the Mortal Kombat champion. Mortal Kombat, you can fucking die, but not Shao Kahn apparently. And I just think that that's bad. I don't mind that Cole Young died at all. It's good that he died. I'm happy he died. But I think they should have used him then as an instrument to make Shao Kahn more menacing, rather than making Shao Kahn look like a bitch. That's how it went over for me. I know a lot of people are still cheering, yay, he's dead. But to me, it's more like, well, okay, they just killed him off because people hated him. And that's just, again, not good writing. Give him a proper reason to die, or what is to show that Shao Kahn can die. They said it 5 million times. The amulet will make him stronger than a god. The amulet will make you immortal. We knew. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry, nah. And I'm really sad for Louis Stan, the actor, because the dude can fight, he can act, and then they can make him Cole Young in the first movie, write him boring as hell, don't give him proper a chance to shine, or proper be a good character that people would actually like, even though we don't know him, and then you completely just do him dirty in the second movie. I don't know, I personally didn't like that. I thought that was stupid, bro. I thought that was stupid. They just made Shao Kahn look like a bitch, and then they take Cole's victory away. Okay, fine. People I saw online have been saying that they should bring him back as Ermac. Please bring this motherfucker back as Ermac. He deserves it, and give him a fucking time to shine, okay? Give this dude his time in the sunlight, because it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Well, I think I've ranted enough about the fucking amulet. For me, it really ruins everything. It ruins the suspense of the movie. It ruins the tournament in the middle of the movie for me. It, again, is more interested in telling to find a fucking item I can't even think, you know, I'm just, I can't even think properly. Oh my god. It's just another treasure hunt, you know. The first movie, oh, we need to find all the fighters, you know, we need to find all the fighters for the Mortal Kombat. And then the actual Mortal Kombat movie, oh, we need to find the amulet because otherwise we can't win. Yeah, well, what the fuck is the point of Mortal Kombat? Then, speaking of this stupid fucking medal, they put it in the middle of the throne room. Bruh. This important goddamn medal, they put it in the middle of the throne room with this metal little thing around it. Seriously? Again, if they explained it, that Shao Kahn needed to be close to the amulet to have the powers, I can get behind it. But that's not what is happening there. It's just there to be there. You wouldn't hide it in just a fucking chest or something? In the middle of the throne room? Are you stupid? The one thing that the enemy needs to defeat you and you're gonna put it in the middle of your fucking throne room? Just bury it in the desert? Okay, I can maybe get behind that Shang Tsung was maybe a little bit manipulative and told him to put it there. But bro, then put a tile or something and hide it under the tile. But anything like in the middle of the throne room, it's ridiculous. It's like Shao Kahn wants his figurines displayed, you know, like me in the background. He wants it close to him, you know. Run a bit of a road. Liu Kang using all his powers, even though he knows it's not going to do anything. It looked awesome, Liu Kang summoning the 2 fire dragons in the throne room. But again, maybe I'm misremembering. But I'm almost certain at this point they have mentioned 1,000 times that Shao Kahn is immortal and that he can be damaged. So what is your first thing to do is let me exhaust a lot of my energy, summon 2 massive dragons that will do nothing. They wanted a good visual. It looked awesome. I will give you that. Liu Kang was really good in this movie. But yeah, it's just sad that the writing failed him. Noob Saibot, why the fuck do you not use him for the tourney? If anyone can tell me that, it's just again bad writing. We need someone to protect the amulet. So we'll get fucking Noob Saibot, okay? They're just reviving people left and right here, isn't it? Oh, we need someone? Okay, let's revive him. Boop. Yes, I know they do this in Mortal Kombat, but holy fuck, bro. And there were just so many other things they could have done. Or as I said, just revive Noob Saibot and use him in the tournament. You're not telling me that you just thought of this. Because you've clearly thought about resurrecting people since you've resurrected Kung Lao. So you've resurrected Kung Lao, yet you didn't think of getting Noob Saibot in the tournament. Because again, clearly you can use zombies in the tournament as Sindel and Kung Lao are used. The Elder Gods like fucking picking zombies too. Maybe that improves their odds, you know? Maybe they're gambling on it. Jax is an idiot who deserves to die. I was quite mad at this movie, forgive me. It's just that he's fighting really good, and then when it's time for him to basically die, he kind of is just there, like, and not really giving a shit anymore. I'm quite mad. I think actually the Jax actor did a good job, and I really don't mind how he died. I think it was a good point to kill someone off, but again, to me, it's like, what's the point of the tournament there? We're almost at the end. What is again the point of the final fight? I think I've ranted a lot about that, about really what was the point of that final fight. I get it, it's to make Katana fight for Earthrealm, but it's not a big reveal. We all knew this. We all know she was working together, and we all knew that was gonna happen. So to me, it's like you literally move Katana away, hung her up, to then have a fight in the throne room, to then teleport the people that were in the throne room to where Katana is for the final fight. All right, but for me again, I don't really see the point of the final fight of the tournament. Final fight of the tournament. The tournament at this point was done. You just wanted to have Katana change sides, but we already knew she was working for Earthrealm. So it's a bit weird. As I say, this is what I mean. The Elder Gods know the warriors and stuff. See again, the Elder Gods. See, this is what I fucking mean. The Elder Gods are handpicking the champions. Yet they're so unaware that Katana, for the last fucking 17 years, has been working with goddamn Raiden. I hate the Elder Gods in this movie. They're so inconsistent. I end this video with Kano is good. Therefore, we've been ranting, I think, for the last 45 minutes, which I really didn't expect that I would have been ranting so much. But all that ranting aside, the costumes were awesome. The stages, for what they were, thought were really awesome. The sets I thought were really good. Nothing awesome, but I did think they were good. And I think most of the actors did a good job. But they are completely ruined by the story and the writing. If I'm honest too, I didn't think the action was that good. There's one fight that stands above all the rest. You've probably heard it already if you watched any other video beside this one. Completely agree with that. And I think enjoyed maybe three other fights. There are quite a few fights in the movie, but I didn't think all of them hit, but that's preference. That's a subject. I mean, all this whole video is subjective, but oh yeah, the fucking slow walk to go on a live raid. Thank you. Fucking gets me going again. This is again, see, this is what I mean with the fucking writing is stupid. If Shang Tsung moved at fucking 1 kilometer a second faster, he would have killed Raiden. I get that you try to create suspense for a fucking movie, but bro, you have Shang Tsung literally going there to kill Raiden, and what does he do? Oh, Raiden. No, with a fucking little knife too. Not like he's gonna suck the soul out or something, but fine, maybe in this universe you can't suck the soul out of Raiden. Sounds dirty. He's just casually... Shang Tsung, our evil wizard, who apparently hates Raiden, who before with the amulet immediately was like... Did you see how fast it was? Sling, truth, and he was there. Absorbing his amulet, but when they say go kill thing, he's like, okay. Need to, what did he fucking just iron his goddamn dress? He didn't want to get a crease in it or something? Bro. I get that it's for suspense, right? Oh, they're gonna kill the amulet, and right as they kill the amulet, Raiden's gonna be there. But Shang Tsung could have just walked a bit faster and it would have been GG. It's like... If Shang Tsung was a fast walker, this movie was done. Raiden was dead. If Shang Tsung walked at the pace I walk, Raiden was dead. It's just convenient that they just destroyed the amulet. Literally, the millisecond Shang Tsung was about to stab him. Not the second before. No, literally. It's full of stupidity like that. See, I'm even forgetting some of it. Because there was just so much in this movie for me that just didn't work. And I hate it because I love Mortal Kombat. If anyone watches this video, if people come to me, you're not a fan of Mortal Kombat. I'm a massive fan of Mortal Kombat and I just want a fucking good Mortal Kombat movie. Now, before I end this video, how would I have fixed the movie? First off, fire the fucking writer! Oh my god! I am not a writer, so it's probably hard. Sorry if I'm being rude if you ever watches this video, but... You're not good at writing movies, maybe series. And then they could have just, in my opinion, streamlined this. You can start the movie with Katana and Jared. You go in and you go to, that first tournament, because Shao Kahn as well. How lucky is it, right? Because the first fight is Sonya versus Sindel and Johnny Cage versus Katana. Aren't we fucking lucky that Shao Kahn didn't fight first because he didn't have the amulet yet? Shao Kahn was just there on his fucking throne room like, please not me, please not me, please not me, please not me, please not me. But I guess he wanted a little extra, you know, he wanted some steroids, he wanted a bit of immortality before he fought, you know. Speaking of Shao Kahn, for me again, they could have easily fixed the fact that he got his ass beat so much. If they just made him say or have a moment where he's like, it's nice to just be immortal, so I don't have to take every fight serious. Shao Kahn, this whole movie is so inconsistent. In the throne room, Liu Kang is 1v1ing him. Sorry, there's no dispute. Liu Kang is destroying him. But then at the very final fight, it's Liu Kang and Sonya versus Shao Kahn, and then he's just 2v1ing them. Okay, awesome. But yeah, so you make the movie, you start the tournament. As it started, you've removed a fucking amulet. Then you have the Cole Young versus Shao Kahn fight. And as I say, make Cole try his hardest, but just not make a dent in this man. Or at least something small if you want to give him some, but not to the extent that he defeats Shao Kahn. Again, have him then hit and have Shao Kahn suddenly become serious and just make him more of a threat. But yeah, it's pretty much, I think, after that they're like, oh yeah, he has the amulet, so he can die, pretty much. And then the side quest for the amulet begins. Then you have the next 3 fights. And then it's just, yeah, amulet. That is the amulet. The tournament's done, in my opinion, after that. You cannot tell me that the tournament still makes any sense or impact. The movie doesn't change at all if the tournament ends right then and there. If anyone can tell me I'm wrong, please. But I don't see any change on how the tournament ends. The only ending is, I guess, that then they wouldn't be teleported to where Katana is. But again, you could have just chained her up in the throne room, since apparently you just like putting stuff in the throne room. So why don't you just chain her up there then? You know, and then have the final fight there. But no, the whole reason they had to have the final fight of the Mortal Kombat tournament is that it could have all been teleported at the place where Katana is and then have Katana finish the fight. Which again, I totally found ridiculous how that whole thing ended. You have Shao Kahn just choking her, she loses consciousness and then she wakes up. That's not how it works. You know, you might fall asleep and then wake up, but not when someone chokes you. You don't have to, you lose your oxygen. Your oxygen doesn't go to your brain. So how she woke up, fucking magic powers, whatever. But again, I am assuming if your throat is slashed, because his throat is slashed at this point, and you have multiple stab wounds, you're pissed off at this bitch who just murdered you because you're about to die. So why wouldn't you just grab her and... If it's for me, really, I think they should have just stretched the tournament out. I think it would have been better for the story. I think you could have easily introduced Shinnok's amulet by just making Shao Kahn stronger, not immortal. In my entire history of Mortal Kombat, and maybe there are other fans who disagree, but I've never seen Shao Kahn as a pussy who will make himself immortal to win the Mortal Kombat tournament. To rule over everything and shit, like in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, maybe, but even then, he just fights. He doesn't make himself immortal. Yeah, I have to say I was very disappointed. I was very hyped for this movie. I sadly couldn't see it opening night because I was just busy. But yeah, I just had to get this off my chest. I think for me, definitely, this is one of the most disappointing movies I've seen. I would give it a 5 out of 10, like the 5 fighters. But yeah, I was disappointed, and I am a big Mortal Kombat fan, so if you want to give the criticism, because it's just funny that the director gave criticism on someone talking about the I-beam. They're like, why does a dude have an I-beam? I do understand that you should kind of have a bit of expectation, but at the end of the day, you're making a movie, and whether you are a massive fan of the game, you need to make a coherent movie. You need to make a movie that makes sense. And the truly good movies are the ones that everyone can watch. The perfect example I can think of is One Piece from Netflix. They took the source material, they changed stuff, but they kept everything intact. And it's for everyone, not just One Piece fans. And it blew up. It's the most popular thing. And they keep saying they wanted to make a movie for the fans. I'm a fan and it didn't do it for me. Yes, were there moments where I was sitting with my girlfriend and I was like, holy shit, whoa. Yes, there were. But that was with some fights. And to me, a fight is only as good as the emotional impact and the story behind it. And I really didn't feel any stakes during this movie. Gloria Chera ends this with saying Mortal Kombat Annihilation is the better movie. That is a very, very brave thing to say. I really would need to rewatch it. I know that's batshit insane to say, but I do think I would prefer Annihilation over this movie. I will probably be spiked on the... Is Mortal Kombat 2 better than 2021? Yes. I said at the start, I think I preferred it. Second movie is definitely not better than the original Mortal Kombat from 1995. It just isn't. As a fan of it, everything broke for me. But again, maybe I just haven't been as invested in Mortal Kombat as I was in my younger years. But I do think I have a very good memory of Mortal Kombat, at least from Mortal Kombat 1 to Mortal Kombat 9. But maybe I missed some side stories in Mortal Kombat X or 11 or Mortal Kombat 1 that would explain some of this stuff more. But as someone who's a fan of the games, I really think they kind of ruined the lore of the games by doing some of the things they do. I just want to make something clear. I'm super happy for all of you who enjoyed this movie. Really, I am happy that they got it right for all of you. But I just needed to talk as someone who really felt disappointed. Mortal Kombat 3 is in the works. We're probably going to be dealing with Shinnok. I could really not imagine anyone else. Shao Kahn is fucking dead. Just dead. Gone. GG. Well played. Shao Kahn is gone. We'll see. Wow. I didn't mean to rant this long. I actually was gonna play some Fusion World, but it's actually quite late. I'm in the mood to come watch some Breaking Bad. I hope you guys did a good one. I'm gonna leave you all out of my rad-filled bullshit today. Ciao, ciao. Thank you very much for stopping by. Shinnok, the fallen elder gods.